And the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement just launched a new online feature that allows the public to look up a peace officer, county jailers, or call taker's license status, employment history, and training. The license lookup tool allows for immediate information without that formal open records request. Greg Stevens, the executive director of the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement, or TCOL, joins us on Midday to talk more about that. How is this beneficial for the public, Greg?
Let me say thank you for having me today.
Absolutely.
It's a public benefit mainly for transparency in government, which is a cornerstone in legitimacy and in what we do. I think it's important that people have easy access and quick access, and it provides an opportunity for people to get that information quicker. It's more readily available, and it helps with our legitimacy and with our integrity, certainly in law enforcement. If you think about that, as far as the average citizen on a day-to-day basis, we're the face of government. Quite often in a person's life, really sometimes the only time, and for most people most often, the only interaction they're going to have with government is going to be in a law enforcement interaction, whether they're a victim of crime or if they get stopped for going too fast, anything like that, it's going to be with law enforcement. And so we need to be as transparent as we possibly can.
Improving public confidence in our officers. So this new tool not only allows the public to get that information faster, but it also allows law enforcement agencies to get officer misconduct information when they're applying for jobs. So what is the new definition of misconduct, and how helpful is this? Well,
it's a wide-ranging definition that the legislature put in place, and it includes criminal behavior. It includes a violation of agency policies of a serious nature, not minor infractions, but anything that would bring discredit on the agency, use of force, use of excessive force, things like that, that would be something that an officer might be terminated for, might be demoted, or suspended for a lengthy time or something like that. Those things would be characterized as misconduct under the new statute, under what was our sunset bill, or Senate Bill 1445 from the last session. And those things are part of a larger package that are the TCOL sunset bill, which is sort of a sea change in law enforcement, which raise standards for individual officers, but also for law enforcement agencies. It raises the standards, and misconduct now shall be investigated, and then reports of that investigation, when it's finalized, have to be sent to TCOL for the benefit of other agencies if they're going to hire officers whenever they move from department to department.
So does that mean TCOL can use that information and suspend the officer's license?
If it rises to that level, and one thing I want to be really clear about is that disciplinary actions still by and large are the responsibility of the individual agency. So the sheriff or the chief of police, the constable that employs the officer, they're responsible for most disciplinary actions. Right. Now, if it rises to a level where it may impact the officer's license, if it's criminal behavior or something very serious, or if they don't get required training, things like that, their continuing education, those are instances where we may take action against their license. And with the public license lookup that now the public has sort of unfettered access to, they'll be able to see if we've taken action against the officer's license, a suspension, a reprimand, something like that. And of course, ultimately, if an officer's license, a jailer or a telecommunicator's license has been revoked or something like that, or been suspended, or if they've turned in their license.
Sure, and we're out of time, but I'm wondering if TCOL has utilized its new law and suspended any officers' licenses yet.
We have, but we were doing that beforehand, but yes, we haven't. And there is also, there's due process involved with it, and so officers do have those due process rights. But when that's finally adjudicated, yes, indeed, we have done that, and now the public can have very easy access to what's always been public information, but now you don't have to file the open records request. You can get it a lot more efficiently.
I was wondering how the new term of, new definition of misconduct played into that, but we're out of time. We can talk about this more later.
Sure.
Greg Stevens, we appreciate you coming on KVUE.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and we'll be right back.